afternoon, or whenever you're catching this video. My name is Bookish Artist Mandy, and I am here with my favorite video to film for the week, which is my one Saturday morning video. And it is indeed filmed right now on a Saturday morning. I have this little block of time where I can sit down, talk stationery, the things that I'm using, the things that I'm doing, and the things I'm excited about coming up. So grab your coffee. I have mine, which is a nice latte that I made with brewed coffee. Let's be real, I'm not that fancy, but it does have foam because I use my milk steamer now, and I use milk instead of cream. I'm really proud of myself with a little bit of flavoring, but I'm loving my lattes. They're getting fancier, and they have protein because the milk I use is Fairlife. Not that you all needed to know all of that, but I thought I'd share. All right, so let's get into this. What have I been doing this past week with my stationery? And so I kind of have it a little bit organized and a little bit chaotic because, let's be real, I'm a little bit of chaos. But I did try to actually organize things a little bit last night so I can kind of say, oh yeah, this is what I've been working on. Oh yeah, this is what I'm excited about. So let's get started. So the first one I want to talk about is my morning pages. I'm still doing my morning pages or just my random journaling in here. I did journal with my left hand, or with my right hand. I'm left-handed, if you didn't know. With my right hand, and it looks okay. I was actually really surprised. It's not beautiful, but it's okay. So I found this lovely channel last week or the week before, and I will leave them down in the description. I cannot remember the name, but I know that they are a journaling psychologist or psychiatrist, or even just a therapist. Either way, they started a daily series, and they said it's not going to be daily, of them going through the book of alchemy. And so I thought, wow, this is really cool. Okay, so I grabbed my books. This is my e-reader. It is a Gooks. It's a Boox Go Pro. Boox is Boox. It's a GoPro Color 7. And I chose this and let go of my Kindle about a year ago. I am loving my books and love that I'm not just tied to Amazon, but I do buy some of my books from Amazon. I did buy this one from Amazon. So this is my Kindle app. But this is the Book of Alchemy, a creative practice for an inspired life by, I'm going to slaughter this name, but it looks like Suleika Juad. I'm not positive. So if you know, please correct me with my phonetics. But this author looked at the artist's way, which is, the morning pages, which I did do. And she also looked at 100 Days Project, where you do a creative project for 100 days every single day. And the idea is to make sure that you can do a project that you're able to do every single day, like drawing a figure or something like that. And so she took that idea and thought, I can journal every single day. And then she got a bunch of people to write a little essay on journaling and what has done for their life. And then they have a writing prompt. So in this book, there are 100 little essays that are like 1 or 2 pages. And then they have a journaling prompt. And so I have been in my morning routine. I wake up and I read my physical book. Right now I'm reading The Ghost Woods by C.J. Cook. I am almost done with it. I cannot believe it. I wanted to just not film today and finish the book because I probably have about an hour left in it, but I didn't. I will read it later today, but I want to finish it because it's been since over a week, and I usually like to finish a book in under a week, but it is a 400-page physical book, and I'm only reading it in the mornings. But so I've been reading that and then reading one essay and then doing the writing prompt when I have time. So this week I haven't had time every single day, but I really like this book of alchemy for that. It's not as much pressure as Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way. And I'm going to do a full, when I finish the whole book, I'm going to do a full review and compare my experience with this to The Artist's Way, because I do have critiques for The Artist's Way, but I'm really enjoying this. And so it's one that, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I think I'd like it better as a physical, but I like that as well. I can access this from my phone. So when I am out and about, I don't have to bring my books, although I usually do because this thing is super thin. It is thinner than it's super tiny, and it's usually in my bag. And you can see that it's gotten ink spilt on it. It's this cover, I want a new cover because this cover has been through it over the last year, but it's the cover that my husband bought this for me for my birthday last year, and it came with that cover. But I love that it has the buttons because he set it up so I can turn pages with buttons. And that was the thing I loved about my Nook from Barnes and Noble that I had when the e-readers first came out, way back in the end of 2007, or was it 2006? No, it was 2000. It was in college. So I graduated high school. In case you want to know, I graduated high school 2006. So it was around that area, maybe 2008, 9. I don't know, but whatever. There was a Kindle and there was a Nook, and they were kind of like battling. And I picked Nook because I love Barnes Noble. And that's where we have a local Barnes and Noble that I am friends with, or was friends with, like all the workers there. I never worked there myself, but I was friends with everyone because I was at Barnes and Noble so much. So I loved my Nook. And the biggest reason I chose the Nook is because I love those physical buttons, because there's something about pressing a button that almost feels like turning a page. That's just me. Okay. So I am doing that in my daily journaling. Otherwise, I'm not really using this journal besides that right now. I'm not doing like long form morning pages like I have been. I've just been doing the journaling prompt to give me something to think about. And then if I need to vent or let my thoughts process and journal, then I journal longer. But I am trying to do other creative endeavors. So that's just that part. And it's nice to not feel the pressure, because I definitely think that with The Artist's Way, when I was doing it, I felt the pressure of doing 3 long pages every day. And I think there was something to learn there, but also there is I feel like coming out on the other side, there's got to be a balance, because I'm not going to be at that state where I can every day of my life. So yeah. The next thing I have seen, and I know Simona got it from somebody else and then shared on her channel on one of her videos, that she's doing this really cool ink log. And then I saw Grace at Wildly Imaginable did the same thing from Simona. So whoever started this, I can't remember. I know Simona knows, but I'm not exactly positive who started the pen and ink log. But theirs is much fancier. I was so overwhelmed. And you're gonna see this and think, oh my goodness, Mandy, you still have so many pens inked. Because I do. But this is a way for me to just say, oh, when did I ink this pen? And is it still inked? And when did I empty this pen? And I want to, when I finish this little log, which will take a while, when I finish this little Nolte 3.5 square notebook, this one came with one of the planners I bought from the 2025 section when I was testing out the Nolte planners. So it's just a little tiny notebook like that I can throw places. But it is really nice that I can do, and I want to be really careful because I am filming my ink vent and my color vent. So I have the pens that I'm testing out for each of those. I have them in a different section. So I started this on 11/11, And obviously I already had water spill, but it's just, I went through every single pen, and I did this before I did my currently inked. And as you can see, I'm already emptying pens. So the Kobe strawberry chocolate in my Kaweco All Sport, I actually moved this because I wanted my strawberry chocolate in a different pen. And then Wearing Gold Jane Eyre in my Pelican, I emptied that, as in I wrote it dry, because I was trying Wearing Gold Jane Eyre in 2 different pens. I was doing like a little writing tests in my other book. So I wrote that dry. This Pelican, I tell you what, I am quite enamored with it. Let me pull it out. This is my most expensive pen to date. I have been considering a Pelican for a long time, and I had gotten this one on a good sale. So it was really low cost at Endless, and I am loving it. So I didn't ever do a new pen day, but yeah. So I had Wearing Gold Jane Eyre in here. And then you can see when I empty them, I put a little dot so I can see which ones I still have very easily. But I don't want to X them out because I want to remember what the pen was. And so let's see, because yeah, a lot of these I emptied because they were empty. So I'm actually writing pens dry, which is awesome. The only one that I didn't is, I think I put this in a Kakuno because for some reason I don't love Yamabudo. I don't know why. I love magentas, and I love so many other ones, including Pride and Prejudice by Wearing Gold, which is very similar to Yamabudo, but I don't love Yamabudo. I cannot explain it. So now this page is all my Twisbees. So I have all my Twisbees, and so I know what's in my Twisbees. And so it seems like a lot because I have a lot of Twisbees, but I also know that if I leave this in here for 6 months, it's still going to be just fine, because there are a couple pens that I actually finished that took me 6 months to finish. So and then I put Sailor Urameku's Tsukigokoro, my Serpentine Bronze, because that was one that I'd had an ink in the entire time, and I used it to completion. And next page here. So this is what I have been adding. So actually, this, I can go here and mark this as well, that this is emptied. And that was last night. So it is 11:21. So this was 11:20. Yeah. I wrote it dry again, my Pelican M600 with the Ugly Duckling. Because when I first got the Ugly Duckling, I put it in my Platinum 3776 broad, and it was just a little bit too dry for that pen. And so I put it in the Pelican because the reason I got this is because I've been told that they handle dry inks really well because they're really wet. That is the case. Like, you can read the Ugly Duckling in this. So I would suggest, if you're getting Wearing Gold's The Ugly Duckling, to put the ink in a very, very wet pen, because it is a little bit dry. And it's also, the Ugly Duckling is also a very light gray. So if you want to be able to read it, you want to get those shading properties that do purple, or not do purple, do pink to green. It's so cool, but that would be my suggestion. All right. And I put Tono and Limbs Hokkaido. So when I first got Tono and Limbs Hokkaido, I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought, it's okay. And then I kept using it, and all of a sudden I had used my entire Decimo ink, like had used the whole thing until it went dry. And I thought, oh, I love this ink. And then I hadn't had it in a pen for a couple weeks, and I decided to put it back in this pen because I decided with this, because I like it so much and I keep thinking about it. I did buy a full bottle from Van Ness, and so I am using up what I have. And I think what I'm going to do actually with the rest of this is pass it along to somebody else, but I did fill my entire Pelican with it. And this is WRG, White Rose Gold. And I really like it. It's very soft magenta and very pretty. And I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that's this. This is what I am doing. I'm trying to keep track of everything when I'm emptying them, what I'm putting in them, that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's really helpful for me to look and see that I am getting less full of pens. And so I'm very excited about that. So that's that. If you watched my channel earlier this week, I did these Kakamori ink swatches on this Midori cotton paper, and it was just a cotton pad. So I actually cut these out because I really liked them, and I want to put them in this journal right here. So this journal has been the journal that I have been really enjoying, and I haven't been doing it as much this week as I have, but this was Thursday. I got to teach at and then I did this one. I'll talk about teaching in a second. Sorry. Did I do this one? Yes, this one too. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I talked about Van Diemen's Swan Lake in my Hote last week, I believe. And I was like, I'll never write with it. And then I wrote an entire page with it. And I actually find that I can read it, which is crazy, but it's really pretty. And so, yeah, I'm filming my video and I'm happy to have a wonderful creative outlet. And then I went back and I kept journaling after I filmed my video because my kids were hanging with my nephew who was rage baiting them as he does. But I love these stickers and I just love this little spread. And yeah, now I can show you all this again. This spread still just brings me so much joy. And I want to tell you that I actually took Tanzanite out because I used it all the way up. I used Tanzanite up, and then I actually inked this pen up, the Swan Lake pen, which I don't think, is it in here? Oh, it is. I inked this pen up with Color versus Winter of Mudung. I'm going to put this up here just because I am obsessed with this ink already. It is so beautiful. And I'm just going to write this. And it's flowing so well. I had my eye on this and it was sold out every time I wanted to get it. And I finally got a 15 milliliter bottle of it. And I am enamored. Okay. So this is the color, but I can show you what it looks like in my, so I did in my ink journal, like this is my 30 inks, 30 days journal. There it is. Look at how lovely it is. It's got this beautiful shimmer that is pink, and it is so pretty. And I am obsessed with it. Absolutely. The one thing I did discover that because I also am obsessed with this ink, Sailor Yurameko's Kyoku is basically the same ink without the shimmer. So there are two different options. If you like this pink in the inside that halos a blue purple, you can do shimmer, which is this one, or no shimmer, which is this one. I actually have them in my Benu Tributes. So because I discovered I had put Kyoku in this one before I got Winter of Mudung. I just put Winter of Mudung in here right away. Kyoku is lovely and I love it. I don't need both of them in the inks, and this is handling the shimmer so well that I want to use this one because I love the sparkle and the glitz. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera. I know it did in that swatch, but it has, even in my writing sample in my writing notebook or my ink notebook here, it had the shimmer in every single line. And so I'm really happy with that. But so I've just been using this up so I can put a new ink because I do like this ink a lot. And yeah, we're getting there. we're getting there. So Kyoko might be my favorite Urameku ink right now because it just feels very wintry and cold, and I'm in this like frozen wintry cold moment. I actually watched Frozen 2 this week. I mentioned that in my video. But so, and then I have a little reindeer character that I've been working on for years, and I hadn't done a study of an animal for a while, like actual kind of realistic but stylized, and then played with it. And I looked at different artistic styles of reindeers, but I just was having fun and using my colored pencil and playing with how that looks in here. It's that Koh-i-Noor multicolored pencil. I've shown it on different videos. But yeah, and then this one is my page for the last day. Yeah, I don't have anything else in here. And so what I want to do is I want to put these on their own pages because I did actually ink these up. And did I ink them up in the video? I know I inked this one up. I didn't ink this one up in the video, but I want to glue those down. And it has been a while since I've used this thing, so I'm going to use this rather than actual glue because I have this. And sometimes I just find that doing this is so much easier for me than anything else, but it doesn't necessarily always work. But there's so many different glues. I have the it's the Kokuyo glue that Micah Oatley had on one of her videos and told us not to sniff it. And of course, I giggled so hard that I had to buy the glue so I could sniff it. Don't sniff glue. I loved it. It's just so funny because she's like, oh, I shouldn't tell you to do that. Don't sniff glue. I am still giggling at that. That's I think that's one of my most favorite moments in one of somebody's stationery videos is telling everybody that she sniffs glue. And then she's like, wait, don't do that. I love it. Still makes me laugh really hard. But it got me to buy the glue. And I actually really do like that glue. It's like a square, but sometimes, and that sound of this makes me happy. But when I have flat, straight squares, then I like to do this. And then so what I want to do here is use my pens that have these. And this Kakamori favorite toy is actually in this. I didn't talk about this on my channel either. This is the only new pen that I've had in a while. Well, not a while. When I say a while, for me, it's not very long. But this one is the Sailor Tuzu, and I really wanted to try it, but I wasn't really the biggest fan of the original colors. And I love these crystal colors. So what's really cool about this pen, and Endless had it on sale. I actually got it with my Kakamori inks, but I didn't want to show the pen until I played around with it. But I got this for $30 rather than its normal like $45. And so this thing comes off and you just take it off and you can adjust the grip section so it fits your hand in the way that you hold the pen. And I'm going to readjust it. So it's like, if you look at it, it's got a rounded area and then two triangles here. So some people like to grip their pen like normal people, maybe. I don't know if they're normal, but I kind of grip my pen off to the side. I had it and it's got all these little grooves in it, which is really cool. And yeah, so I inked this in here, and this is a Sailor Steel nib, which is surprisingly awesome. Honestly, I might now, if I could go back and say, if you're going to get a brand name starter pen and you can get this one for around the $30 mark, I would suggest this over Twisby, over Lamy. Because this nib is so good. And this is a medium nib. And so this is just, it's so good. And I'm going to just put inked in Sailor Tuzu. And I wanted to get either this one or the clear one. The clear one, they didn't have in stock in a medium nib. I wanted a smaller nib. I didn't want the broad. But now I'm thinking maybe I wanted a broad. And so I might get one more of these pens. But then if I get one more, I think I want the crystal, like the clear one, so that it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be so matchy with ink. And I do like the demonstrator clear. I think that's beautiful. And I do think that the pink one would be nice too as well. But this is definitely one that I think I'm going to use. I'm going to use solely probably for pigment inks. And this Kakamori, these two colors have been just so wonderful to use. And is my pink one in here? Is this it? As I'm talking. Yes, it is. Okay. So I want to talk about this one. Since I started sewing, this one, it flows so well in this Sailor Pro Gear. And this is a medium fine. But I have noticed, and I wonder if other people notice, that in my Pro Gears, my medium fine is a little bit wider than or broader than in my Sailor Pro Gear Slims. And I wonder if that has to do with, this is a 21 karat gold nib, and I think it's a size 6 nib, whereas the Pro Gear Slim is a 14 karat, and I believe they're size 5. I could be wrong, but let me know if you have Sailor Pro Gears or Sailor Pro Gear Slims if you've noticed that. But this is a medium fine nib. And I have been enjoying this so much. I am enjoying, so that is, when I looked at the Nolte here, when I looked at Smoky Mauve, I had used up Smoky Mauve and it was time to refill it. I decided to fill this with this, and I am so happy I did that. And I will tell you, I have been using this pretty much nonstop, and I don't know, did I already refill it or do I need too soon? I need too soon, and I have already refilled this once. So this is a second refill, and that doesn't happen very often for me in under a week that I need to refill a pen twice. But I will say that I do think the Sailor converters are also smaller. My only thing with Kakamori inks is they are beautiful. I love them. I love the pigment, but they take so long to dry. So I have to sit here with this and let it just dry. But I wanted to get those in there. I love how these drawings turned out, and I wanted to keep them as a keepsake. And so I'll do a little journal later on that and keep that. So that is like the pen update, is that I am trying not to buy pens. And I think the only one for Fountain Pen Day was this one, which is expensive. But then the Endless one was after Fountain Pen Day, which was, I think they were doing like a VIP closeout because they closed their shop down for a couple days. And I was really excited about the Kakamori inks and the Sailor Tuzu pen because I've wanted to try it. But I didn't want to $45 try it. Does that make sense? Okay, so now these other things that I have going on here, I am so excited about. So first off, this is already getting so dirty, like this little case. This, I signed up for the one-off subscription just so I could get this case. I love this little pen case from Coffee Monsters Co. I don't want to do subscription services anymore very much. So I am trying to just, because I have so much stationery, I'm trying to just use what I have. And so I just loved this though. And she was only offering this in her subscription box for, I think it was June. Her like Q2, and I just loved it. And I loved all the accessories that came with it too. Let me pull it out here. I loved all the stickers. Like there are so many really cute stickers and washi tapes. So I'm really glad that I got it. And I have used some of the stickers in here. I have other stickers too. I should, okay, I've got an idea with that one. Let's see, what's this one? Yeah, I haven't used this one yet either. I'll take those. But I want to use these, but I'm so anxious about using. I only have four or five. So I need to I think I need to make my own declutter sticker as well, but I just love the cozy at home all day vibes. And I have these in here because they matched the color, and I haven't used them yet, but I will. And some of my Cat Collage Club. I don't know why that one's in here. And I do keep a blotter paper because this all comes with me. And this is a traveler's notebook, traveler's notebook passport folder that I put in here. And then this was an envelope that came in one of my old Archer and Olive subscription boxes. I have since quit Archer and Olive subscriptions as well because too many subscriptions, too many things. And I'm trying to really be mindful. And so I have all my stickers. These really need to be updated. And I need to put these away until next year because it's not June. It's not cold. It's not warm. It's getting cold. And this is all tropical and I love it all. But it was stuff I didn't get to. And so I just need to update this. And so that's one of my things because like this one I can keep in here. Pizza I can keep because we do have pizza nights a lot and I love to do that. I love to do pizza night. We just had pizza night last night. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see anything that I want to keep in there, but otherwise I'm going to set these aside. Like tea time, yes. But all the summer stuff I'm going to put away in my little summer sticker tote. I have these tiny little organizers that I've got now, and I'm going to do a whole video on that. So I'm not going to talk about that today, but I will put them away. And so, yeah, like tea time, that's kind of springy. So we'll just save that. I love the Cat Collage Club stickers. They are so sweet. Netflix I can keep because I'm doing a lot of that. Picture, yes. Flower, that flower looks very summery. Tea time, I do want that. And always want red pandas. Always want my red pandas. I do like that too. It does seem very summery, but I like that. We're going to keep it in there just in case. Because sometimes I just do fun spreads as well. But yeah. And this one makes me giggle. I really should use that one right away. And print a couple more. Filming. Yay. Strawberry. And these were extras from the kit. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, ramen. I did just have ramen yesterday. My husband made it for me. Ooh. There we go. He doesn't normally make the lunch, but I don't remember what I was doing. I think I was cleaning. I was actually cleaning and he was really proud of me. So he made lunch. I've got my kitchen almost clean, y'all. Organized clean. I threw away so much. So I'm really proud of myself. But yeah, so then I will refresh this and I have some stickers that I am thinking about. But even with this feels cozy and I love this. It is the washi tape board that came with the kit. So I will keep these because I use these a lot. You can see that I have ripped this and this one is almost gone. I think I'm to the end of the board here with this one. I love these washi tapes. Even this one, I'm almost to the end. So then I can refill them with something else, but I'm not right now. I'm going to keep those. However, if you see up here, I have been finding some different tapes and putting new boards. I can put these away in here and this fits as well. I tested it out to see if it fit and these do fit. So I want to be able to have this. I have found that when I have my washi on these little boards like this, and I got these off Amazon, and I think they were just called washi tape boards. I will look and put a link just so you can find them. But I love to have them in even in my traveler's notebooks. So these have been really helpful for me. And so I went through some of my washi tapes, and I've kind of got a vibe I'm feeling right now, which is wintry, Nordic folk art, and Frozen, which makes sense because Frozen is very much so based on folk fairy tale. And so I got these ones last year or 2 years ago. I don't know. I got these ones with an Archer and Olive kit. I love that kit. It even has a sweater notebook that has a sweater cover, and I haven't used it yet, but I've got to try. And then this one came from my lovely friend Bailey. She sent me inks and a bunch of stationery stuff. I love this tape. She just sent me a whole roll of this just simple plaid or squared off tape, and it's just such a great accent and so neutral that I've been using this pretty much all the time. So I decided to put it on one of my boards. I thought that I have so many different book washi tapes because books is, they're a bookish artist. And I thought that this one of all of the ones went well with these. And then I did just get this Coffee Monsters Co. from a pre-order of the mountains. And this time of the year makes me think about mountains, but I'm also thinking about my dad, and his favorite place was out in Wyoming, the Grand Tetons. He would go there with his family. His family had a cabin, and he loved fishing. So this reminded me of the Grand Tetons. It doesn't necessarily mean it is the Grand Tetons. I don't know. It's probably just some mountains that the Coffee Monsters Co. Helen drew, but it made me think of that. And I thought this would be nice since I am having a really tough time and I'm really missing my dad lately. So especially with the holidays, I don't even want to decorate my house. So I wanted a little bit of that because he took us there multiple times. He grew up in that side of the state. He was from South Dakota, but he grew up on that side of the state, and his family had a cabin out, and they went every summer to Casper, Wyoming, around that area. And he even, fun fact, he even got to be an extra, a stunt double in a film. It's a Western film from a long time ago, and because he was a kid, a Western film called Shane. I have read the book. I had to read the book for my Western literature class, which is awesome. And then we got to watch the movie. And so having that flex that your dad is the little boy in the film, not the actor, but he's his stunt double. So anytime that little boy was running, it was my dad. So my dad would possibly be like, yeah, that's me. And you can kind of see that it's not the same hair, but my dad was out there, and he had the same build and looked like the little boy. So he got to be in a movie called Shane. So it's an old movie, I think early 50s. I don't remember. But yeah, we've watched that growing up a lot because my dad's in it. And so, yeah, just thinking about him and thinking about memories. Shane is an interesting Western book. I don't know. Let me know if you've heard of it, or if you've read it, or if you've seen that movie. And there's like this scene at the end of the movie that the little boy, I can't remember the little boy's name because he's obnoxious. My dad said he was a diva. He remembers that. Like, he was a diva, refused to run, which is why my dad got to be in the movie. When he is yelling for Shane at the end of the movie, as Shane is like walking away, that's my dad running in the field, which is fun. So yeah. So he'll live on forever in film, which is kind of cool. And in our memories, but yeah. And I got this new one. This one is a Coffee Monsters Co. one as well. And this one is like mail. And one of my goals this winter is to write letters and send happy mail, because I've been really bad about it. And so I'm hoping that making it my priority and writing it in my journal every single day. This is my priority will make it better, because I know that I get so excited when I get letters in the mail. I even was talking on the Discord yesterday about how I am really triggered mentally by posting mail or mailing packages, because I spent so many years in my business, and it just felt like all I could do was go to the post office, and that's what I did. I, had 10 to 20 packages a day for almost 7 years, and so it was exhausting and so burnt out. And so mailing packages and putting them together sometimes triggers that for me, and then I kind of shut down. And so I'm trying to work on that so I can send more, because I even said I'm so excited and happy to send out ink samples and things, and then I just get in my head when I'm doing it, and I just don't want to do that anymore, because I want to send out happy mail and share all the love of stationery inks. I don't need the amount that I have, and I want to share it. But yeah, this has been so much fun for me, this just figuring out these washi tapes. I'm sure it's riveting for you to watch me as I load these on to a plastic sheet, but this is what is going on in my world this week. And yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to chat with you all, and I know that you chat back, which is great. And I try to comment. I know I do. I'm not so great at it, but no, I read all of your comments and they make me smile. But I'm really sometimes bad at commenting, because I even do that to my sister. Like, I will read her text message and reply in my head and forget to type it. So I'm probably even replying in my head to you on my YouTube video, and then forget to comment back. So just know that I am reading them and probably talking to you in my head. This one was another Coffee Monsters code that I just got, and I love these. I love having some of these ones that have the cutout tops. They're just fun. I have some buildings that I got from Atlas from a couple years ago, and I really like those too. But these ones I thought matched the color, matched the vibe. There's coffee, which it's a coffee shop, and there's people working and writing, and I love to, I need to chat with my friend, but I'd love to also hit up a coffee shop with my friend in the next couple weeks, because she got back from Japan, and I always love going and doing drawing dates with her at coffee shops. So yeah, just a little bit of that. So these are the only ones I have. I want to save this in case I find some other cozy, wintry washi tapes. If you have any recommendations for cute washi tapes that remind you of princesses or winters, or I don't want straight Frozen. That's the thing, is I am feeling a Frozen vibe, but I don't want straight Frozen. This feels very Frozen-esque, but it's not, if that makes sense. But I do want some more. So these are going to go in here. I'm very excited about having those. So yeah, that is this. I set this guy up, and I'm excited, because then this is what I have found, that when I am going places, like if I'm just going to my in-laws' house, or if I'm going to a coffee shop, I have to limit myself to this space for pens. And it's been working really well. And I like to put my pens, my really, really nice pens, I put them in here. And if they're my more expensive ones, like these two, I put them in the middle. And then I like to kind of couch them with another nice pen. So I'll couch them with my Banus. And then these ones I put my lower quality pens. I don't know if it really helps anything, but then the flap goes over and it does this, and voila. I love how tiny and compact it is. And it keeps me accountable to having less. But I will say I did get this because I've been looking at this forever. I did get this from Van Ness this week, and it is a 6-pack. So I love the Minky because it protects your pens so much more. And I love how protected my pens feel. So like these ones that I just took, I'm going to take out now just because I wanted to show you. These ones, when I take them with me, I will put in this. And so then this one I could probably do like my Pilot Kakunos and things like that. So, but this still, once you have it full, I'm going to show you. I really like this. I also loved this one with this Sakura Blossom. I have the 3-1 with a pink, but I just like this roll because I can have 6 pens, and then this can come with me, and it rolls, and then you attach it so that it is really secure, and then tighten that. I think I did it right, but yeah. And then this I'm okay with having like these 2 things in my purse. So that's what I've been using for my purse, and that's what I'm really excited about. Okay, so these last 2 things, I am trying to decide which one I should go first, and I think I am just going to do this one. Okay, so this is my Leuchtturm B6. I have been working in this since April. I've shown this a lot. This is my pen and ink doodle book. And I have so many different doodles. I think last week I even showed, like, I practiced what colors for my color scheme for November. I have just been loving this. This has been so wonderful. Like, even just this was me practicing, like, can I use this color scheme, and just playing. And it was coming to an end, and I finished it off over this week. And I actually inked a broad nib with Sailor or Pilot Irishizuku Gyo, and it looks purple. I was so excited because I think the pen I had in it looked really black. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun in here for months. So those are the final pages. There's not much. I've just been studying simplifying castles. So I've been pulling up castles on different reference sites. One second. Let me pause so I can tell my kids to quiet it down. Okay. So I've been on Pinterest, and I have been trying out different simplifying shapes and things to do castles, because I really want, with my princess role-playing game that I'm playing with my friends, and we're meeting tomorrow. I'm so excited. I really want some more princess stickers and castle stickers, and I just haven't been finding ones that I feel fit what I want. So I'm going to make it a project to make them. And so that's what I've been doing. I haven't actually made any stickers, so tomorrow I don't get to share. But what I really hope is, as we go along, I will be able to kind of get a vibe for all the characters and make stickers out of all of us, and then gift them to the other players. But because I finished that one, I need a new one. And I got this one when my husband took me on a date for my birthday. And basically, like, our dating anniversary was very close to my birthday. Gosh, we've been together so long now. 13 years? It feels long, but no, 12 years. So, yeah. I mean, we're probably still babies compared to some people, but we didn't meet until we were a little older. So, I love the Leuchtturm comes with all of this. This is always nice, and I lost the one for that notebook, and so I'm going to try to keep this one in the back here. Yeah, let's see here. Right here. Keep this back here. And does it fit? It sure does. So that I know I have it when I want to use it. I just don't want it to bend. Okay. Perfect. So, this page I'm not going to fill out with you because, well, that's where I put my information. I have yet to lose a notebook or a sketchbook. I lost one in high school and I was devastated. So I hope I don't ever lose this one. But this is the first page. And I wanted to kind of just do a little bit of watercolor on this first page because I haven't used watercolor. This was my pen and ink, but I have been really feeling watercolor. And oh my goodness, my watercolor, some of the watercolor came out. And this is my big guy. But I wanted to just see how watercolor handles. I can't remember if I've ever tried watercolor in a Leuchtturm, but I just wanted to. So we're going to try it and see, because maybe I can start, if I'm using pigment ink, I can add a little bit of watercolor in here. But I'm also okay if this just stays pen and ink, but it's handling it really nicely so far. Just that one strip. I want to also see like how it like dries and what the colors are. Okay. Let's use my favorite green. I forget, what is this green called? Green Appetite. That's what it is, by Daniel Smith. It is my favorite green ever. But I wanted to start this up with just some mindful painting practices. But I also have been painting a lot with ink. So I thought maybe if ink and watercolor are similar. They're not the same because watercolor is very pigmented based and most ink is dye based. So, but it's still that watery. Yeah, I love this color. This color is one of my absolute favorites, and I have it in my palette quite often. I don't know why it is one that I love so much, but it's Daniel Smith's oh my gosh, I just had it, and Green Appetite. Daniel Smith's Green Appetite. And I believe that's the name of it. And I don't know, there's something about it. It's grainy, it like has this quality to it. And then another one that is my favorite is Schminke, and it's cobalt green. And it's so funny because this is so different, but I really am weird, but maybe I'm not weird, but I feel like it's weird in the watercolor world. I sometimes really like the opaque colors, like, because you can get them really, they're not completely like gouache, because I think gouache has a different feel, but you can get some really strong colors with the transparents, and I just think they're really fun. I don't know why, but that seems to be some of my favorites are opaque colors. And yeah, so I just wanted to test this out and see how watercolor worked in here, and it's actually working really, really well. And so I am going to put the date in an ink, or in a color. What color did I use here? I don't even know what color this is. Oh, Perylene red or Perylene maroon, one of the two. And I think this is a Winsor Newton, because sometimes I use Winsor Newton. Nope, that's Schminke. I can tell because I just bought the half pan on this one because I wanted to try it before I bought a whole tube. And this is November 21st of 2025. I'm just going to put November 21. I tell you what, practicing letters has made me so confident. A year ago, there's no way I would have painted this. So practice. I always say that on my channel, but I'm serious because where I'm at compared to where I was is insane with everything. And I have learned that so hard that if you want to improve in something, you need to practice. So yeah, awesome. Okay, so that's set up. I'm going to probably doodle some pens. So let's get into, though, for my final little sequence here. let's get into what I am most excited about right now. Last week, I talked on my channel about my sketchbooks and how I really wanted to sketch more. And I have a little bit with pens in here, done a couple things since last week because I was so excited. There's some castles with some crayons and some watercolor gouache and colored pencils. So I have done some stuff. All right. But I was thinking about it and I was watching, oh my goodness, I forget her name. But but I know that part of it is like Tortuga. And she was talking about her, and I'll leave a link to her channel, or I'll take her in this too. Her video yesterday that I watched was a flip through of her doodles and her Habino. And I loved watching her talk about how her process of practice was going. And my goodness, my brain just blanked. Okay. I've lost my train of thought completely. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, got back. She was talking about how she struggles between taking courses and just letting it be kind of non-structured. And I definitely see that with myself too. I struggle when I don't have some sort of structure or some kind of goal, which is why like I do things like, so I struggle when I don't have a goal. And I know that lately I've been really struggling and fumbling. And I've been going through my old sketchbooks. That's kind of been my thing. I've been going through my old sketchbooks and I have been drawing things from the past. But I like to learn and study and then apply that to the things that I'm doing. And that's one of the things that I realized when I was going through my Little Red Riding Hood journal or sketchbook, was that I was so into it because I was studying something. And you should, if you've watched my channel, you should know that I'm a teacher and that I'm working towards, so I've been a substitute teacher for multiple years, and I'm working towards getting my master's, or I'm working to get my master's, to get a master's in education, because I didn't have a background in education. But through the years and through learning, I have had to come up with curriculum material, and I've had to come up with lessons, and I've had to do this. So I am taking my skills, and in here, this is my planner, which is funny. This is just a Hobonichi's blank journal, because I find, so far I've found for like my daily, I need to do it myself. And so because things change from day to day. And so I decided that I wanted this in here. And so I'm calling this Mid-Century Modern Illustration. And I have figured out the foundations that I want to work on. I figured out the final project that I want to work on, and I've broken it down. So these are, basically like weeks or what I want to do. So I've broken it down into weeks, and my week by week is week 1 is style observation. Week 2 is color and texture. So it's even more observation for this. And then week 3 is understanding gouache, because I want to do this in traditional. So I'm trying, like, it's just really kind of breaking it into that first section. And then the next one, and you can see this is where I ran out of ink with my Kakamori pen already. Character design, deep dive. The thing with this is for me. This is a class for me to create myself, because I've taken character design classes. I've taken children's illustration classes. I've taken all sorts of classes. There are so many out there, but I've taken super advanced classes with highly respected children's illustrators that cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I think my most expensive class was with Beatrice Blue, and that was almost $1,000. So I've taken courses. It's not that I don't have it. It's just that I find I work best with a structure. And so I have broken this down. Week 5 is folk pattern design. Week 6 is environment studies. And then we're getting into the composition and story layouts. gouache color studies, integrating characters, indoor composition, and then a final project. And these last few weeks, I may expand because I want to do a little bit more with indoor composition. It's just week 10 and 11 seemed so similar to week 7 and 9, but indoor, because this is outdoor focused. And so this is my my plan of action. And I broke it down the way that I would if I was doing lesson planning. And so then my week 1 breakdown, and I'm doing day 1, and I only have 2 right now. And then I decorated with some of the practice for day 1. I haven't started. I'm starting Monday, and it is like these days, the days are the lessons. And basically, if I don't finish this on day 1, just like I do in teaching, I move it to the next day. And so I am not going to be hard on myself, but I want to make sure that I am learning. And so my first day, I'm going to warm up with simple shapes: circles, rounded squares, long ovals, triangles, teardrops. I'm going to identify and trace shapes using trace paper over references. And I'm only tracing the geometric shapes. So like heads is circles, hair is leaf shape, hats are cones, bodies rectangles. Like just from observation, that's kind of what I've done. And then the third task for the first day is drawing shaped skeletons and taking these and drawing silhouettes of the items from scratch rather than from my reference materials. And then continuing this as I'm studying and kind of building up my visual library. And so I'm very excited about that. I took the lesson planning from my teaching, but I also took the idea from everyone building their own life curriculum. I'm just doing one class. And if I feel like at the end of the 12 weeks, I have taught myself enough that I feel like I can teach others, I may create an actual course. But right now, that's what I'm doing. And I wanted to show what style I am really into lately. And it's been a long while, but it's one of those that excites me to be studying something so focused. And this is one of those things where I have been drawing forever, but I also, the last 4 or 5 years, I have dedicated studying everything I possibly can. And I do figure drawing studies. I do art dates. I go out and do plein air. I do all these different things that have added up. So I would consider what I'm doing. This is an advanced course because I have the background knowledge of how figures work. And if I'm feeling like my poses aren't great, I know that I can go back to that and do that as a practice. But this is really, I love this style and I want to make this into a course for myself. And so it's not something that I think I could just be like, yeah, you can do this. This is for me. This is advanced. But I did try in here. I did try with watercolor yesterday. I did try looking at this stuff, and this is watercolor, not gouache, but I did try looking at some of the stuff that I'm really enjoying and replicating it just by looking at it. And so this is the book that really, really got me. I got this book actually to read with my kids for Advent, and the art spoke to me. This is by Claudia Borden. There are other people who do this art. It's very mid-century modern illustration. So this is like around the time of like the 50s and 60s, I would say, and even before that and after that. I cannot say her name for the life of me, but I'm going to butcher this, but Tova Jansson, or her name, she, the creator of Moomin, she falls under this category along with Mary Blair, along with so many different artists. So I am not going to just take this one book. However, I'm going to show you one page of this book. I just love, it's very flat. So as you can see, it's not like, this is not popping out. It's very flat, but it does have dimension. And I love the basic, simple shapes. Like you can look at this geometrically and see that this is just a square with different shapes. There's triangles. This is just a square, and it's not like a cube. It's just a square where she took and used and manipulated shapes to make it look like it's 3D, which is really cool. So if you look at that, it's very flat, and I love that style. And I also feel like this style will not only translate to gouache, but this style is one that I can replicate with fountain pen, which is one of my favorite things to draw with. So I'm like, I'm going to do the studies for gouache because I really want to paint. There's something about having a paintbrush, but I love that I can take this, and this is clearly done digitally. I can tell, maybe you can't, but I can tell this is done digitally in Procreate because of the brushes, but I can take all these skills and move them. So this is the one that I'm going to take little pieces, and I'm going to like trace this guy because he's interesting and he's got shapes, and you can break down the shapes. I've taken courses on shape language before, so I'm really going to break down how they use in this style uses the shapes. And so I have so many art books, and I have so many picture books. So I'm not going to just use the one artist, because I feel like if I use the one artist, I'm literally just copying their style, and I don't want that. I want my style to like fit in with my stuff. And so I have the Art and Flair of Mary Blair that I will be doing as well, and going over and looking at her stuff. And I will pick one image to trace the shapes and how she develops the shapes, because you can clearly see that these are shapes. It's rectangles. It's so many cool things when you realize that drawing is basic shapes. And that's what I always tell people that when they're starting. This is another rectangle right here. Rectangle. Get good at shapes. So like my warm-up is just drawing circles and squares and rectangles and triangles and lines, and get really good at that stuff and practice that, fill pages. And so that's what I've been doing, and what I'm planning. I'm very excited about it. I also have the Art of Frozen 2, which is, if you remember, I've been feeling frozen. So you can see even here, they have color palettes that I can study. These symbols, the way that they did them are very much so Nordic, which makes sense. And it's shape. Like this is simplified shapes. And so animators use this. Artists use simplified shapes. I've always been really into this stuff. And it's just for me. And I love doing this. And it's not something that I feel like I have to monetize, and it's just that I love it. And so it's just really fun. I also love these books. This art book makes me so happy. I am a Frozen 2 lover. I love Frozen 2. But this is another one that I have gone through multiple times and done the work. And this is Imagine a Forest by Dinara Mirtalapova. I love this. I have gone through all of this multiple times, and I still come back to it because this is exactly the kind of stuff that I want to do. And she breaks this down and has different tutorials based on Slavic folk art. And she studies Slavic folk art. And because of her, I went and studied Slavic folk art. And I've gotten books that just are just Slavic folk art. But like, I just love it, because you can even see here, she starts with a circle. And so it's all basic shapes. And even this, because she does gouache. And I think it's just gouache that she does, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so much good stuff in here. And this is one that I come back to all the time. I just love her work. And it's so different. But it's also so different from Claudia Borden and Mary Blair, which is exactly what I want. Oops. And then the other ones that I really like, and there's other ones too, but these are the ones I pulled so far. I will also pull some of my books from Yvonne Duke because I love his work. But this is Flying Eye Books, has a very similar style. This is the Everest book. I also have their maps book, but they as well, let me see if I can find a really good one. They as well do very much so the flat illustrated look. So you can see all the simple shapes and how they build them together and flatten them. I have a couple RPG books by, oh, what is his name? Andrew Kolb. And I could pull those out. I'll pull those out later as I update you. But Andrew Kolb also has a illustrated map making course where he gamifies making maps and drawing simple shapes on Domestika. And I've taken that course. It was so much fun. But you roll dice and you create this fictional map of a place, and that was a lot of fun. And so he likes these books too. So it was really fun to see that, like, a lot of the same artists like look at this stuff, but simple shapes and breaking it down. And it's so much fun because the stuff can translate to other things. But I just love this flat illustrated look. So as you can see, like from all of these, they all do use that same kind of format, the simplified shapes, but they use them in a different way, and they use them and they create their own style from it. And even, gosh, so many artists do this. So many artists have this flat, beautiful illustration style, and it's getting me to pull out my old art books that I've had for years that have just sat on my shelves. Like this one, I love this one so much. I used to take this one with me everywhere I went, but it's so big that I like to keep it home now. And I'm just excited about it. It's something that is exciting me, so I will definitely keep you updated. And maybe I'll do its own episodes if it's working, and I may scrap it. So just letting you all know, I may scrap this because I find that I want to do something else. But I do find that I really do well when I have structure. And so this is kind of like, okay, structure, but I can take it and move it into my own artwork. And so I'm very excited about this. I'm also very excited about reading this book. Instead of an advent calendar that we get toys and things, because I'm really trying to be mindful, I got this because it's an advent book with 24 flaps with stories, crafts, recipes, and more. I thought this would be really awesome. And they have songs on Spotify. I think this was $10 on Amazon. It's a big book, and it's just a fairy tale book. And I think that my sons are a little old for it. Advanced in reading. They're reading chapter books now, but this is something that we can look forward to every night, and they can still read their chapter books at night during December, but we can have this because I really want to focus on that cozy reading vibe, because I just feel so overwhelmed when I'm thinking about Christmas right now. And so I just don't want to add too much to that. And yeah, and then this is also something I found that I got a couple years ago. This is the Hanamule brand, and I only have like 2 pages in here. So this is 3 pages. And so I'm actually going to use this to practice as well, because I've had this sitting, and why not use it? Because it's watercolor paper, and yeah, I don't even know what watercolor this was or what was going on here, but I like this guy. He's my bunny. He's a cute bunny. But yeah, and I think this was clearly a person study. So I was studying shapes then even too. So it'll just be kind of a fun thing to do. And that's what I'm really excited for as I'm going forward. So hopefully I'll be able to update you on that. I'm excited to be able to update you on my next princess adventure that comes tomorrow. And yeah, I am really hunkering down. I feel really good because I didn't place a lot of orders for new things in this last week, which is very different for me because I do have impulse control and this time of the year is so hard when they have all the sales. But I have been really proud of myself because I don't need anything. I'm really happy with where my pens are. Currently, I always feel like I need more pens because that's just my brain. But it's because I always want more ink. Well, it's like I'm finding that if I use the pens that I have, the ink empties faster. So then I can actually do them. And I was going to put one of these stickers on this cute little book. And I think right here. I think I like this one a little bit more for this guy. But yeah, that's my plan, is to use what I have and really really love what I have. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to buy more ink, and I'm not saying that I'm not going to spend money, because I know myself, but I'm really trying to, even for my kids, get them to appreciate what they have and use what we have. And so, especially as I'm decluttering and letting go of things, I don't want to bring more in while I'm letting go of things. And so that's been going to be helpful. But yeah, so there's that. I am excited. Oh, I didn't put a sticker on my last one, and I really felt like I should have. So maybe I should put this one on here. I think I'm going to, just because I didn't. So that is my one Saturday morning for the week. A lot of rambling, my brain is not completely processing, but I hope that you enjoyed spending some of this time with me. You got some of your stuff set up, and yeah, let me know down in the comments today. I don't need an emoji. If you want to leave an emoji, that's fine. Because I know that helps my channel. It helps push this, out into the algorithm, because when we comment, it helps people. I just know that you all love these videos, and I love making these videos so much. And so I really just appreciate you being here. But let me know, of all the things that I talked about today, what are you most excited to see a follow-up on? I have a lot of little tiny projects that I've been working on, and I'm trying to organize them so I can stay organized. I want to get another session of the Fox Curio that I set up with you all here on the channel. I actually want to film that and just do an episode where I'm playing the game. Alas, time runs out for me. So yeah, let me know. And let me know also, is there something that I didn't talk about that I've talked about in weeks previous that you're wanting an update on, or something, anything? Let me know how, yeah, whatever. Let me know what you're working on this week. I want to hear. I would love to sit and chat, and know that even if I don't respond to your comment, I have responded to your comment in my head. I am trying to get so much better at that, especially with this video. So I just appreciate you all so much. I am so lucky that you enjoy spending time with me, and I feel lucky that I have this little community here. And yeah, let me know what you want to see more of. I will see you in my next video, and enjoy your one Saturday morning, even if it's a Monday night. All right. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next